morning and Merry Christmas. Early start this morning because today is my annual Christmas Eve 100k ride. It's a tradition I started a few years ago. I like to get out early on Christmas Eve, knock out 100 kilometers at least, and then enjoy a couple of days of Christmas celebrations with the family. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Set off nice and early this morning, got the lights on the bike, and yeah, enjoying a bit of a festive ride. It also coincides with the Rapha Festive 500, or the first day of that, and that's obviously the challenge of riding 500 kilometers over the 8 days from Christmas Eve onwards. And that's a real tough challenge. It's a challenge that I've tried to attempt over the last few years as well. I've never actually completed it, and I don't mind that, to be honest with you. There's a hell of a lot of riding over a tricky period when you've got, you know, family, Christmas obligations and all that stuff. It's difficult to get out for that length of time on the bike, but quite a bit of traffic for Christmas Eve morning. I wasn't expecting. Yeah, as I was saying, it's a real difficult period to get out for the number of hours that you need to do the 500k. Having said that though, I've always attempted it for the last few years. I've always tried to give it a go. I've never done the full 500, but I think it's a good thing to give it a go with the mentality of not worrying so much about completing it. And I say that because the last couple of years, I think 2 years ago, I think I did about 250 kilometers over that period, and then last year I think I did 300, a bit over 300. So it's still really big numbers, especially for me, for 8 days of riding. So I think if you set out with the plan to give it a go, but don't put so much pressure on yourself to fully complete it, you know, you'll still be able to post some pretty big numbers over that period. So and then at the end of the Christmas period, you look back and you can see how much exercise you've done, and all the turkey and all the drinks and everything that goes around with Christmas can be more than justified. Right, so for today, pretty big ride on the cards. I wanted to go up to an area called Montserrat, which is like, I don't know how to describe it, a big rocky kind of mountain in the middle of a flatland area, so it stands up really prominent. There's actually a really nice climb up that mountain. You can ride up it. I'm not going to do that today because today is all about covering distance, so I've tried to keep the route to as little elevation as possible so that I can cover the most kilometers in the time that I've got. But I've got a little bit of a climb happening now, and we're on our way. Alright, so I've made it to Montserrat. That behind me is the mountain of Montserrat. Still got a little bit to go to get right up to it. So yeah, gonna take a little break for a few minutes, have a little gel, and then carry on heading that way towards the mountain a little bit more, see if we can get a bit closer. Thankfully the sun started to come up now. The wind has picked up, which is making it a little bit chilly, but the sun has come up. It's still, well, it's quite cloudy, but yeah, it's getting lighter anyway, which is nice. So I just pulled off the road for a second. The route that I planned that's taking me up towards the mountain over there is on this kind of really busy sort of road. It's not actually a highway road, but it's super busy. There's trucks and all sorts going on it. It's got a really thin sort of hard shoulder on the side, which is covered in all kinds of like rubble and debris and whatnot, and I really don't fancy picking up a puncture. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm not going to get any closer to the mountain. I'm going to stop here and then I'm going to turn back and head back towards home. It's just not safe, this road, to ride on. Don't feel comfortable on it, so I'm going to head back and try and get off this road as quickly as possible. But yeah, that's the mountain of Montserrat up there. Maybe one day I can find a better route and actually go up the climb on it as well, because I'd like to try that. See, look at the trucks and all that coming past. Yeah, single lane road as well, so they don't really have space to go past me, which is not ideal. So yeah, I'm going to get off this road and then carry on making my way sort of towards home and see if we can get over the 100k mark for today. So we're about 75k in, making good progress on the 100. Just stopped for a minute to have a cheese sandwich. I don't usually have a cheese sandwich on a ride, but since I'm running the frame bag today, last night I thought I'd just make one and stick it in the bag. And I can tell you, the simple cheese sandwich is such a treat when you've just been having gels the whole morning. Yeah, got a bit more to do, so I'm going to eat this and then carry on. Christmas is of course a great time to reflect on the year that you've had. So I thought I'd use the rest of this ride just to have a little think about the things that we did this year on the bike. 2025 has been, for me, an incredible year of riding. Yeah, it's been a really awesome year, to be honest. I think one of the highlights is obviously the Iceland trip. That was an incredible experience. We had such a great holiday, but also it was incredible to ride the bike out there in such a different place to, you know, what we're used to. Obviously it was really cold, really windy, and really challenging, but managed to do a few rides out there, and the scenery is just unreal. We also managed to do a little bit of cycling out in Greece, back in our home country. That was obviously on more familiar terrain, but completely opposite conditions to Iceland. Super hot. But yeah, some really nice scenery out there as well, and we got to enjoy a nice swim in the sea after the rides, which was definitely very welcome. And we've done a few really cool cycling events as well this year. The La Perito Andorra Challenge, that obviously stands out as one of the key highlights for me. There's over 100k with over 5,000 meters of climbing in the mountains of Andorra. So that was obviously the main event for me this year, and my biggest challenge, and probably my biggest challenge that I've ever done, to be honest. I was super happy to be able to get that done. Then more recently we did a ride out in Girona, in Costa Brava. Went from the coast to Girona, over 100k, and got to experience the cycling heaven that is Girona, to see why there's so many riders love it out there. I set myself a challenge at the beginning of the year of completing over 6,000 kilometers of cycling this year, and super happy to be able to say that I've done that. I know there's a lot of people that do a lot more, there's also a lot of people that do a lot less, so for me that was a really good number to try and achieve, considering all the other things that I've got going on in life that make it difficult to just ride the bike all the time. Hopefully before the year closes I can add a few more kilometers to that total and post up a really good number for 2025, and then have a think about what challenge I'm going to set myself for 2026. I also set myself a challenge of beating my record up the local climb that we have here. I've done that climb loads of times, and last year I set a record on it, a personal record I'm talking about for myself. Definitely not any records amongst others. The Volta Catalunya has been up that climb, so guys like Remco Evenepoel and all these kind of guys have been up the climb, and their time was about half the time of mine. But I set a record for myself last year, and earlier this year in October I managed to take the Van Rysel up there and complete my fastest time, shaving, I think I shaved about 1.5 minutes off. So super happy to have completed that as a challenge. Maybe I'll do that challenge again this year, see if I can beat the time again in 2026. Another huge thing for me this year has been kicking off this YouTube channel. I started this channel back in February earlier this year, and yeah, I'm super happy that I've done that. I'm not really the kind of personality, I wouldn't think, to, you know, put myself out there and to make videos and make my videos public, and to talk to a camera and things like that. It's very, very different, and it's been a huge learning curve for me. I'm not sure if I've even got any better at it. I still feel nervous and sort of apprehensive speaking to the camera, but I'm glad I've done it. It's been a creative outlet for me over the year, and it's given me many reasons to get out on the bike, to take videos about the rides, and you know, show some of the scenery and the places that I'm able to ride in. Obviously super fortunate to be able to ride my bike, definitely. Yeah, I don't think that progress on the channel has been, you know, crazy, for sure. Like at the moment sitting at about 175 subscribers or so. So progress has been slow. I've not been able to post videos that regularly. I mean, I see a lot of cycling YouTubers who are posting like 2 videos a week or a video every week, and they get taken to really cool places to make some really cool videos, and obviously their videos are probably a hell of a lot better in terms of professionalism and all of that nonsense. But having said that, I'm super grateful for every single one of the subscribers that I have, and I'm very, very thankful for everyone that's tuned into any of my videos at any point. It's not easy. Oh, definitely not an easy thing to do. Like I said, talking to the camera is very unusual for me, but not just that, like taking the time to edit the videos, to plan the videos, it adds a lot of time to your riding as well, because you know, you're not just going out and riding the bike, you're also taking a video at the same time. So it can add a lot of time to your riding. You're thinking about what shots you're going to take. You might be stopping to record something, you got to speak to the camera, stuff like that. So it's a big challenge. And with the time that I have, you know, with a family and a full-time job, I just don't have enough time to be posting regular videos. I think that's key to growing on YouTube. I think you really need to post a lot of videos all the time. I mean, every time I post some videos, I get a few more subscribers. I think if you post loads and loads and loads, then obviously the video quality and all that has to be good as well. Anyway, it's a challenge that I'm going to keep on doing. I still need to think about what I'm going to do in 2026 on the bike, what I'm going to do for the channel as well, what kind of videos I want to do, and see what direction I'm going to take things in. But yeah, hopefully 2026 is going to be another big year just like 2025 was. I hope you manage to achieve your goals in cycling for the year, or at least get close to them. I always think in life that you should try and aim to hit your goals, but don't worry about it too much if you don't, because you will have made progress towards that goal anyway. You know, just like what we were saying earlier about doing the Rapha Festive 500. Aim to do the 500, but if you fall short, you know, you've still done 300 kilometers or 200 kilometers for that week, which is still really, really good and a lot better than zero. Right, we've been cycling through this sort of town area and there's been a ton of traffic lights, so my progress has been pretty slow. So I'm going to put the camera down and try to eat up some miles and get this ride done. Alright, that is a Christmas Eve Century ride done and dusted. I put the stats up for the ride, but I stupidly stopped the Wahoo halfway through, so I had to do a second ride, so it's going to come out as 2 different rides on Strava, but yeah, there we go. Enjoyed the ride, managed to make it out to Montserrat. Wasn't the best route I've done, quite a lot of traffic and lots of traffic lights, but anyway, we managed to get it done, which is the main thing. Hope you have a great Christmas and enjoy some of the riding over the Christmas break. Good luck to anyone that's doing the Rapha 500. Let me know in the comments if you are, and also let me know what you get up to in terms of the mileage over that week. And yeah, hope you have a wonderful Christmas. Take care.